Hey, welcome to Tuesday Tea Time with Dorarena. I want to welcome all the replay viewers and the first time viewers. We're from Women of Wisdom, which we empower teen girls and women with practical wisdom and confidence from the age of 12 years old and up. We are here to bridge the generational gap between the young ladies and the older ladies. And so also we like to promote other women professionals and business owners at our workshop, so we can help you promote your business and get your information out there. Okay, so we are here for you. Okay, so I wanted to share something with you real quick. We're doing something a little different tonight because I have a young gentleman that's coming on. But I wanted to share with you real quick. I learned this trick about, steeping your tea. It actually makes your tea bag last longer, and it gives it a robust flavor. Okay, so I have my tea here with my teacup, and if you just take your plate or something and cover your cup and just let it sit there for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes or something like that, and you're steeping your tea. And so a friend of mine was sharing this with me because he does it, and so I thought, ooh, I'm gonna start doing this. And so my tea bags last a lot longer now, and I get that robust flavor. Okay, so I am doing Dandelion Chai. Let me move this over because you can see over there. So I am doing Dandelion Chai tonight with a little honey in it because I like my my honey in my tea. And so tonight our wisdom topic is what a guy likes. Okay, you know what, we need some wisdom from the guy side so we'll know what they like, young ladies and women. So those that are still out there and wondering about these things, we're gonna fix that tonight. All right, so I want to welcome my guest Jordan the ninja. And I'm gonna let him share a little bit about himself, but I also want to say this: yes, he's my son. Okay, so
hello,
Jordan.
Mother.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Oh, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say.
Well, just tell a little bit about yourself, the things that you're involved in, and things like that. And share this video.
My name is Jordan, otherwise known as Jordan the Ninja or Ninja Man, whatever version of that you like to go with. I'm a local artist in town. I'm involved in the film and acting scene, and I do music as well. Went to school for like a year for music. There's a lot I had to learn in music, but I just like I like doing a lot of things. It's very artsy. I like doing a lot of things that I love to do. So
yeah,
that's about all I got. I'm drinking throat coat.
Okay. That's the tea for those that sing a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure that you share this video and like us. Give us a hashtag wow or hashtag wisdom in the comment box and let us know that you are with us. If you have any questions, put them in the comment box and we'll try to answer those questions for you. Okay, so tea time. All righty. Okay, so what I want to ask him, okay, we're talking about what a guy likes, okay? So he's going to share with us the secrets that us females like to know, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so my first question for you, Jordan, is how does guys talk about girls? Tell us.
Okay, I had an option to read ahead on this, but I chose not to. I wish I did.
So what I'm saying is, you know, with us girls, you know how we talk about guys together and we talk about, oh, you know, he's this and he's that and all this kind of stuff. So how do the guys talk about us girls?
Wow.
Just be honest and truthful.
Oh, I'll be honest and truthful, all right. You know, it really depends on what crowd you're in, honestly. I've been in crowds where guys talk about females in a very derogative way. And I've, you know, been in a crowd of people who, you know, are a little different.
Okay. So in other words, guys talk about us girls in a positive way and in a negative way. And derogatory, what do you mean by derogatory?
Well, I mean, from my college experience, there were not a lot of...
Keep it clean.
There were not a lot of solid guys. Okay, well, let's just talk about my friends now. Whenever we talk about a female, I suppose, you know, if we're talking about things that we like in females or things that we admire in females, we, well, me personally, I like to talk about things people are doing to have going for them in the future. Because me personally, I'm a very productive-minded person. So I like to, when I'm talking about a female, or when, you know, if I'm looking for a female or something like that, I would rather find someone who is active, you know, in the things that I like to do. Mm-hmm. You know, a girl who likes to do the things that I like to do, the activities I like to do, is productive in a sense, you know, has a thing, you know, because you know, I don't want to be the only guy. I don't want to be the only person in a relationship that is, you know, going for something.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, you don't want to be the only, you don't want to be in a relationship where your female partner is not productive. They're not going anywhere in life and doesn't have anything going on for them.
Yeah, and honestly,
Okay.
I think it's kind of a general thing, you know. I'm not sure if there are a lot of ladies who would want to be with a guy who doesn't actually have anything going for him.
Well, that's true.
Or doesn't have
That's
dreams
true.
or hopes, you know, or plans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good. Okay. So tell us, what are some of the big turnoffs for guys?
For me, I can only talk personally on
Well,
these things.
that's okay, because I mean, you know, one turnoff for most females should be if the guy does not have a job. Okay, that ought to be a big turnoff. So, what would you say that would be a turnoff for you as a male?
As a male, for me, what would be a turnoff?
Yeah, big turnoff. Something that would just really make you be like,
Hygiene. That would be a really big turnoff.
Okay.
For me.
Hygiene.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? That's funny because I was actually reading about this, and I heard, you know, the general thoughts of guys do not like to be with women that have poor hygiene. So I could understand that that's important to you, because that was made known that that's a major issue for a guy with a female that doesn't have good hygiene. So we're learning some of these things, you know. Okay, so our next question is, what is most important to a guy in a relationship?
Well, what's most important to me in a relationship is love. It sounds very basic. It does. It sounds very basic, but you know, when you're in love with something, or when you have love for someone, there are a lot of things that come with love that are actually missing in the typical relationship that I wouldn't suggest to be missing. You know, like there's a lot of grace and mercy that kind of don't go in relationships these days, and trust. There's a lot of that doesn't go in relationships. You know, I think one of the biggest things about getting into a relationship with someone is yourself. You know, I work a lot on myself. You know, I'll be doing it for the rest of my life. But I work a lot on myself in order to uphold something, you know, in the future. Because, you know, I'm not a perfect man. I'm not a perfect guy, you know, and I've been in those relationships, and I've been in the relationship where I was the biggest problem in the relationship. And, you know, when you work on yourself and your ability to love, you know, it really helps bring something. Because I feel like when you're, you know, going to be in a relationship with someone, you both bring something to the relationship.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, because see, you know what? We need to understand, you know, that, you know, guys, they're not always what we think. You know, there are some guys out there that are not dogs, but you know, we know that they are. But I mean, you know what I'm saying is, you know, today's society is hard a lot of times for especially single women to think that there's actually a decent guy out there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's nice to know that guys, they do want love. They do want, you know, a right relationship. They do want the trust, you know, and the grace and the mercy towards one another and stuff like that. So this is good. Okay, so is marriage important to a guy?
Most of the time I would say yes. Most of the time I would say yes, that marriage is important to a guy. But I think the big thing about marriage is guys don't like to be rushed.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yep.
Guys don't like to be rushed into those things, you know. You know, a lot of times women develop faster than guys do,
Right.
mature-wise, you know. And sometimes it takes guys a lot longer to get to that point, you know, to where they would settle down with someone, you know. And I know that's me as well.
Yeah. Well, you know, my studies show that, you know, a lot of guys have marriage on their minds, but like he said, they don't want to be rushed into it. The other thing is that, you know, they want marriage material. Okay? So, you know, in order to be marriage material, I mean, or in order to even get married, you first have to act like a wife, like you want to be somebody's wife, you know? Because most guys are looking for, I mean, when it comes to making a commitment and being married, most guys want a girl that's decent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, and there's so many different things that, you know, can come along with that thing. That, you know, like there are so many different sides to women, you know, that, you know, it's so nice to have a good balance, you know, someone who's up, you know, on the hygiene, but not just hygiene, just like fashion. I love fashion, you know, I love women who have their own unique style, and, you know, but it's also, you know, there's a time where it's just like sweats and a t-shirt. You know, it's cute.
Yeah,
you know, there's so many different sides, but, you know, you don't have to, you know, uphold one side like it's.
That's, you know what, that's funny because, you know, in my research, that's exactly what the majority of guys were saying, that, you know, they don't have a problem if you even wear sweats or anything, but the thing is to dress for the occasion. So in other words, if you're gonna go to a wedding, you wouldn't wear sweats, okay? So that's, you know, a thing, you know, just dressing appropriately for whatever activity that you're involved in, you know, because I can see where, you know, somebody's overdressing or something like that to an event. I mean, you know, that's gonna draw attention, but it's not gonna draw the right attention. And you want the right attention. That's wisdom. Okay?
Yeah. And also, if I can add to that.
Sure.
Also, it's just about, actually, for the most part, I think it's just knowing how to treat someone. You know, because guys take a lot of patience. You gotta have a lot of patience, you know, when you're working with a guy, because, you know, guys don't open up like females open up at first.
That's right.
And that's one thing I've been learning from a lot of my female friends, is to, you know, be more vulnerable in a sense. But most guys, you know, with the status quo of today's society, the main thing is, you know, that guys aren't supposed to have emotions, or guys aren't supposed to have feelings. But guys geek about, you know, stuff all the time. Like, you know, it's about treating someone the appropriate way to treat them, because, you know, all guys are different. All guys are different, you know, like, not every guy's a gamer, you know, but not everybody dresses, you know, like this, which I try to do, you know, often, but not everybody's, you know, it's just like style. Everybody has a different style. But, you know, when it comes to a female and a male relationship, you know, you gotta know how to treat, or in most relationships that I've noticed, the female, or not the female, females like a lot of attention. And, you know, that's, for guys, it's cool to give females attention, but guys also want to be broken too, kind of sort of broken into. You know, we put up these walls, but it's like we want someone to, you know, we want someone to break through those walls, and we want the attention. We'll just never admit we'll never admit we want the attention. We'll act out or something like that. But, you know, like, not only a girl who can dress up and go out with a guy, you know, and do his things, you know, and pay attention to him, but a girl who's going to hop on the game, you know, with a guy, you know, it's like, yeah, if this is going to be a life thing, a guy wants a bro. You know what I'm saying? A guy wants a bro and, you know, a baby. You know, baby. But, you know, he wants someone he can take care of, but also somebody who's down for everything he's down for, too. There's just so much that goes in, you know, to all this stuff. But, you know, guys, I think a lot of times when guys resist, you know, resist certain relationships, I think it's mainly because he's afraid, maybe, that he hasn't found someone who can fit, you know, right in, you know, because he's ready. He wants to take care of somebody. Yeah. You know, but there's just so many different things that there's a lot of insecurity in guys. You know, they want to be taken care of like babies. Just like women want to be taken care of like babies.
that is true. You know, and guys will not admit that. You know. And one of the number one things I was telling somebody this past week was that men, they want to be respected.
Absolutely.
You know, women want to be honored, you know. And so, naturally, we want to be respected, but, it's not as big as men want to be respected. And naturally, men want to be honored as well, but it's not as big of a thing as it is for us. And so that's some different characteristics between us. And maybe you've heard of the male brain and the female brain. It's so different. With the male, they have boxes, and they pull out a box and, they focus on that. Where with women, we're like a high traffic highway where we got all these connections, we're always thinking all different things, and our emotions are, connected to everything. And so, you can see how, it's a big difference between the two of us. But if we know how to, the only word I can think of is minister, but if we know how to treat each other, love each other, that would make a big difference. So the respect and the honor thing are two important qualities that operates in a relationship. The other thing is what? Huh?
Can I add to that a little?
Sure.
Yeah, and like she was saying, the knowing how to, respect and honor and treat people, it all comes from the inside of you. That's where that comes from. You gotta, like me, like for the last 6 years, I've been out of a relationship for the last 6 years, and the way my last one ended wasn't very peachy, because I just wasn't that hot of a guy. But throughout all the process, I learned, there were so many things that I had to develop in myself. I had to learn, I took myself to the movies. I learned the things that I like to do, because, you got to have that holistic healing for yourself.
That's true.
And know how to treat yourself.
Right.
Because you can't really treat anybody right if you don't know how to treat yourself right.
That's true.
A lot of people beat up on themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's take a tea break. Tea time.
See.
I hope you have your beverages with you and you're enjoying your time with us. My next question is, what kind of woman is marriage material? Made a joke.
It was hot. It was hot. That had nothing to do with it. What kind of woman is marriage material? Well, I'm the guy that... Okay. It's a joke.
Okay.
For me, of course, I can only say what I believe or, hope, is the most marriage material to me, because there's a lot of things I haven't discovered about myself yet as well. There's some things that just come out of the blue with some people that I have no idea. I'm like, whoa, it's like, I didn't know I liked that. I didn't like,
Mm-hmm.
or, there's different kinds of people. So for me, as far as I know now, what marriage material, what are the qualities of someone I would marry, or a guy like me.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, come on.
Would marry. I like confidence. Confidence is a really big thing for me. Like, not everybody likes that, because not everybody wants somebody who, because sometimes when people think confidence, they think, stubbornness or, like
arrogance.
Sticking to the ground, arrogance, yep, and, just talk back about stuff. But, I like to know when I'm wrong. That's one of my biggest things, because in my history, I've, sometimes the noggin was a little thicker than I would have liked it to, so I need someone who is not afraid to tell me when I'm wrong, who's not afraid to tell me the truth, right when, when I need to hear it, of course with grace and mercy, but
right.
That's a big thing for me, to know when I'm wrong, because there's been so many times that I've heard someone say something and I just brushed it off and was like, yeah, well, no one else, I haven't heard that before, must be some new thing that you just think out of everybody, out of everybody I know. But you know, maybe more people do. They're just not saying anything, which usually is the case. So then I go down the road and someone else tells me the exact same thing. You know, I'm starting to think I'm the common factor in this. So there's got to be something wrong.
Right.
You know, at one time it took until like the third person who was really close to me, you know, to tell me on a certain point. And that's something that I've been learning from a lot of my female friends to embrace. You know, I have some friends. I always tell people, well, not tell people, but I tell some of my closest friends that I'm always right. I'm always right because because I'm okay with knowing I'm wrong, so I can get right. You know, so it's not that I'm always correct all the time, but I'm right in my heart. I want to be right. You know, I want to. Okay. I don't care about looking bad. You know, I just want to
be right.
Yeah, I just want to be correct. You know, or not correct, but I want to be righteous. You know.
And right in your heart. I get that.
See.
Okay, so confidence is a big issue. And I actually, in my research, found out that a lot of guys do like women that have confidence in themselves, women that are women of integrity, you know. And so those things, those character traits are important to our fellow guy friends, okay? So my next one is, what do you find most attractive in a lady? And I guess you really kind of answered that by saying confidence, because we've talked about this before, and you know, that was kind of a thing. You mentioned that, you know, you want somebody that knows who they are. Absolutely, yeah. You know, and feel confident in who they are, and not feel like they always got to have somebody, compliment them all the time, or try to feed their, what am I trying to say? Because, you know, we talked about this before, and so it's, you have to boost their confidence, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, not somebody that you got to boost their confidence, but that they already have confidence. There's nothing wrong with confirming things and you know, giving compliments and stuff like that. But people that lack confidence, you know, most men will probably take advantage of them.
Yeah, and there's different levels to that too, you know, because not everybody's like, not everybody's very stubbornly confident in themselves, and some people are a little confident in themselves, some people are a lot confident in themselves. You know, there are things, I mean, for me personally, there are things you can work with, you know?
Yeah.
But it's you know, I don't want it to be a drag, you know? I don't want to be dragging someone along, trying to tell them, or, you know, they keep saying how ugly they are. I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe, I mean, that's just my opinion, of course, maybe it's someone else's opinion, but, you know, I really, I mean, even if you're not the best looking, you know, I don't think I'm the best looking guy, but, you know, I'm very confident in how I am, you know, and how I do look, you know, and I walk in that confidence.
Yeah. Well, I would have to say, too, that I've seen couples, and you've probably seen this, too, where you might find somebody that really looks really good, and they're with somebody that, you know, you would think, wow, how did they get together, you know, because they don't look, you know, all that great, you know, but it's because that person has confidence, and confidence is attractive. You know, so
right.
Yeah.
I used to. I had this quote about you know, guys in high school, because I used to see that, where, you know, I thought the guy wasn't so hot looking, but then like the girls were drooling over, you know, she was with that guy. But, you know, it's not that girls like bullies, you know, they like bold. You know, bold and bully are are not very far apart, and it's it's just the perspective, your perspective on it. I mean, some people are mean, and some people are doing it out of a loving heart.
Yeah. Okay, so does personality make a difference over physical attraction?
Absolutely. And me personally, personality over physical attraction. It's not something hard to consider, but like me, there's only so far good looks will get you.
That's true.
If you can't hold a conversation, or if you don't know how to, treat people, there are quite a bit of people who might be a 10, on the spectrum of, good looking or whatever, but some people like that, I mean, aren't very pleasant.
You know what? That was another one, ladies, that was high on the scale when I did my research. Was they would prefer someone that had the personality than being physically attractive or pretty. A lot of times, you can be physically have physical beauty on the outside, but then the inside is just rotten, and so just like I heard my husband say this quite a bit about what his mom told him, but beauty is as beauty does, and so that's really it's all about cleaning it up on the inside and knowing who you are and knowing how to treat people right, knowing how to act right, and like he said, hold a conversation. Guys want to be able to hold a decent conversation with another female, with a female friend, or if you're going to develop into a relationship, there's a lot of levels that, I would say that to have something decent, you have to present yourself as somebody that's decent, because that's the law of attraction. We usually attract, people that are like us, and so I would say, ladies, be attractive in the inside.
Yeah, that's a that's a really good point, because in my history of like or whatever attraction, in my history, I found out that looks don't really matter to me. In the long run, like seriously, like I've been into just about every kind of woman there is. Asian women, black women, African women. It doesn't matter. Because I found that there are attractive people in every single bunch of them. There's no specific, look to that kind of thing. It's all about how you carry yourself.
Right.
And, how you treat people, who you are.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Because you know what? Everyone says, that you shouldn't judge people. You don't judge people's motives for the reason why they do things. But you do judge the fruit, of people, so that you can know, whether or not, that's the person that you want to spend time with or be around or live a lifetime with or whatever. But, yeah.
Another thing, this might be a little unrelated. Don't jump the gun. That's another one. I don't know if this is for guys or girls, but I think it's just for everybody. Because that also goes along with the thing about guys not wanting to be rushed. You know what I'm saying? Because I've also been in a relationship where when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna marry me? Yada yada yada. What's the future? I mean, you do want to have a future in mind, of course. I wouldn't jump into a pointless relationship.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I wouldn't jump into a pointless relationship with anybody. But you don't want to jump the gun on these things.
Right, right.
In the I guess a little crude, but PG sense, one thing that I always say is people will always show you their rear end, and that's the people will always show you their rear end. There
takes time.
We all have potential for great good and great evil, and whether it's great good or great evil or bad or good or it doesn't really matter. But what I mean is, we all have that side.
That's true.
We all have our ups
true.
and we all have our downs in these situations. But I almost forgot what I was getting at.
That's okay. It'll come back to you.
Well, it'll come back.
Well, that's okay. We're going to get ready to close, and the thing that there's so many things that you can touch on in this subject, for real, because even what he was saying about not being so quick,
right?
To jump into things. It used to be back in in my day, you could fool somebody, but come on, you could only fool them for about maybe 3 months. That was it. Now it's 6 months to a year. People will put on, and if you are looking for instead of looking at, you will be in a delusion, or you will be misguided, because you have to look at, and when you look at, you're looking at what's real. When you're looking for what you want to see. And people can give you what you want to see for so long, and then it's time for you to start seeing the true colors. Because they usually do come out, but there are some people that are so good at hiding their true colors that it takes time to find out who that person is. So you can cut out yourself from having a lot of hurt and pain by jumping too quick into these relationships with guys.
And I remember what I was going to say now.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on that line, about jumping the gun, People will, just like I said, people will always show you the rear end. The good, the bad of people is just there. But, if you, time. You got all the time in the world.
Yes.
You got all the time in the world. But, you just gotta wait, You gotta wait.
I agree.
I wouldn't, personally, I wouldn't advise, actively just looking for someone. Because, that's, it's like chasing money. It will never come to you if you chase it. If you chase it, it's running.
Yeah.
It's the same way with everything else in life when you're trying to chase. You never get what you're chasing. And if you just wait, and I think that's probably one of the most important points of the whole thing is waiting because you have time and because, don't let it lose. And because you gotta play the infinite. You gotta play the infinite game because once I just let it, it's not gonna lose. Okay. Time. What I would stress is just taking your time, because there's no need in being in a high school relationship and you just jump to being married. You know what I'm saying? You don't, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, if you're ready for that.
If you're ready for that,
right.
By all means. So let me tell you. But you got to get to know someone.
Yes.
That was the point I was trying to make. You got to get to know someone. If you wait, they will show you who they are.
That's
you
true.
know, that's what I mean
true.
by they'll show you their rear end. If you wait, they'll always show you who you are. You know, there's
they
always
are.
things you got to learn, but don't rush trying to get to know somebody unless you got to get to know someone.
Right,
you know?
right. That is so true. So, ladies, and if there's any gentlemen out there, we have been talking about what a guy likes, and now you have a lot of juicy information, a lot of wisdom that we have shared with you tonight, so that you can make better decisions and look at the situation and not look for what you want to see. Okay, so you can see the true reality of what stands before you. Okay, so I want to thank you for joining us at Tuesday Tea Time with Dorarena, with my guest Jordan the Ninja and my son. And so I'm so thankful that he joined me tonight, because I really wanted to give this information out to a lot of you ladies, so that you can have the insight that you need, save yourself from hurt and pain in relationships, and know how to, like I always say, walk in wisdom. Okay, so love you. And continue again. Walk in wisdom. All right? Good night.